Part of the he just came back.
Where were you guys?
Santa Maria.
Now we're gonna do our best.
Just outside of Bradenton.
Okay.
Nice and quiet.
Our neighbors just down there. It's one of the few places that's still old for us. You know, there's very, very few places that are.
All family oriented.
That's nice.
Okay, hold on.
Call the
Yeah, he gave me a
board
call.
meeting for the Indiana Township Board of Supervisors to order on the 11th of March meeting. Let's please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we've got, first thing on the agenda is approval of meetings, previous meetings. February 11th, 2026, public hearing on the proposed amendment for zoning ordinance, regular solar energy systems. Anybody got any comments on that?
No, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the public hearing for the proposed amendment of zoning ordinance regulating solar energy systems.
Second.
Okay, motion by Supervisor Newman, second by Supervisor Jorgensen to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is the minutes for the February 11th, 2026 public hearing on the proposed zoning change for Foxwood Trail TRD map.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 2026 public hearing for the proposed zoning change to Foxwood Trail PRD map.
Second.
Third.
Okay, I have a motion from Supervisor Crowley, second by Supervisor Newman, to approve the proposed zoning, the minutes for the proposed zoning change to Foxwood Trail PRD map. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is the February 11th regular meeting of the Indiana Township Board of Supervisors, held on 11th February. Those minutes were in the packets. Anybody got any comments on them?
I make a motion to approve the regular meeting, February 11th, 2026 minutes.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Jorgensen, second by Supervisor Hepburn, to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on 11th February 2026. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, and let's, the next agenda item is the citizens forum. We don't have anybody signed up. Does anybody wish to speak at the citizens forum? Seeing nobody at the mic, we'll go on. I am gonna take the liberty to move,
You wanna move 11B up on the
I'm gonna
agenda?
move 11B up to now, that way. And, we have, we can call Luca Bushnock.
Well, as for you, we have to do the approval of the resolution first. I can read the resolution from the record.
Okay, all right, read the resolution.
Mayor, resolution number 2026-04, whereas Luca Bushnock, a resident of Indiana Township, is a member of Troop 653 of the Boy Scouts of America and has attained Eagle Scout, the highest honor in scouting. And whereas the supervisors of the Township of Indiana recognize the effort and hard work expended by Luca Bushnock to achieve this high honor and appreciate Luca's work in Emerling Community Park and the installation of 5 fishing line recovery and recycling receptacles. And whereas the Township of Indiana wishes to commend Luca McNaught for this outstanding achievement, now therefore be it resolved that the Supervisors of the Township of Indiana, on behalf of all residents of the Township, hereby recognize and commend the outstanding achievement of Luca McNaught in attaining the highest honor in scouting, Eagle Scout, and hereby congratulate him for said accomplishment. Further resolved that the Secretary of the Township be, and he hereby is directed to certify this resolution under the seal of the Township to Luca. So I ask for your approval of that resolution.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2026-04, recognizing Luca Bushok of Indiana Township.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Supervisor Crowley, second by Supervisor Newman, to approve the resolution number 2026-04. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Congratulations.
Why don't you step forward by the podium there?
You gonna make him say a few words?
Yeah, want to say a few words?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, as everyone knows, my name, I'm Luca Mushna. It's great to be up here. Thank you for the opportunity. I grew up down right in Emerald Park, hiking around, fishing, and I wanted to be able to put something back into the park since I took so much out of it. So, thank you all for the opportunity.
That was a very fitting project. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll get you to stand right here. Give us a certificate.
He's got it.
If you wanna get into the family up there and get a picture with them?
Sure.
Okay.
How about Boy Scout leaders over there?
Come on.
If any of the scout leaders would like to come up? Your efforts are much appreciated too, by the way.
Absolutely. You want to? Okay. Everybody in. Come on, everybody up.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yes, appreciate it. Here you go. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's always an honor to present a certificate like that.
Congratulations, Luca.
Thank you.
Accomplished like that is something not everybody can do, and takes a lot of hard work, and we appreciate it. Okay, moving along.
The development proposals, we don't have any this evening, Mayor.
Okay, can I get a motion to pay bills?
So moved.
Got a motion by Supervisor Hardwick, second by Supervisor Jorgensen to pay the bills. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Old business?
No, we don't have any, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, so reports from the volunteer fire companies?
The other thing new is I told you once before, we were looking at getting a machine to pressure test the hose. The companies have agreed on what they want and moving forward, purchasing one that will be shared by 3 companies. That's it.
That's it? Short, very good. Thank you. How about emergency medical services?
You have a copy of the
We
report.
have
you
written
submitted.
reports for those. Okay. Chief of Police?
I just have one thing to add tonight, Mayor. I did put in Lieutenant Vanderboord, Officer Korn, and Officer Thompson. I nominated for the American Heart Saver Award, which they were approved for, and we received them back just this week in the mail. So each officer did receive one back. We do have plaques in there. We're going to put them inside and present them to the officers. So that's why I didn't have them here tonight to present them to them. We're just going to give them the awards as they got. We did everything for them.
Excellent.
And thanks for doing the article for the newsletter.
Yeah.
recognizing.
Yeah, we got it,
That's
finally
good.
got that straightened out. But this one here, not many people get this award. I was just happy we put in for that and get it for it.
Absolutely.
Improvement, send them off to us, so that's big for the guys.
Great. Code enforcement, nothing new to report, Mayor. Public Works, he's busy dealing with the rain. Engineer?
Thank you, Mayor. So everybody has a copy of my engineer's report today in green for St. Patrick's Day. Well, my crocuses just came up, which are about the same color too, so, although no flowers yet. So, having said that, as under development proposals, the Planning Commission and I are currently looking over what we call the Cove Run PRD, which is a plan that's up on Cove Run Road near the gas wells. And one of the neat things about this plan, if approved, it would involve a realignment of the roadway system where McClelland is and Cove Run and straighten out that bend that's always been an eyesore. So that's one of the perks of the plan. We'll see how it shakes out. Later on the agenda, you'll see the Nahalco SFTF planning module. SFTF stands for Small Flow Treatment Facility. So for those houses that are within Indiana Township, they can't get the ground to perk for a conventional septic system. The SFTF seems to be the next version. Because it is a treatment plant, obviously it requires planning modules, DEP approval, things of that nature. So we have approved prepared the module components, the checklist, the resolution, and transmittal letter, which again is later on in your agenda. After this is approved, the solicitor and myself will be preparing the owner's agreement and bonding. Bonds will go on, because if this little package plant fails, it becomes the responsibility of Indiana Township, so that's what that's for. On the courtyard at Hidden Falls, now that the weather's broken, we'll schedule a meeting with the HOA and get involved and hopefully close that project out. On the Heartwood Meadows Phase 4, if the board recalls, you have taken over the roads in that one phase, and the township did pave it this year, or pave it. Let's try snowplow it this year. Later on the agenda, there'll be a request for a performance bond reduction. The only incidentals there are like dredging out the detention basin that's already done. There's a few sidewalks that still need to be done. Some trees need to be fixed. And other than that, there's not too much left in that plan. On the Heartwood Meadows Phase 5, that project, of course, they're building houses at this particular point. You have not taken over the road system there. There is a performance bond reduction also for that. On the preserve at Blue Run, if you've driven by there, you'll see the one lonely house, but it is a big lonely house, and I think it's blue right now. So, anyways, it's a good start in the right direction. Unfortunately, the winter kind of bit them, and they only got half the road system paved. But as I understand it, in about 2 months, we're gonna get in there and pave the rest of that, and I would imagine that the houses will start going up there. On the
No, did the house design change? I thought the original plan, the house was much smaller. I was surprised how big that one was.
So,
Developer changed, right, too?
I know the developer changed, but did they change the style of the house?
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
I was in the model today for framing, and I was impressed. They're doing a nice job.
They have the
But
hammer on it?
that's.
Gotta bring it up, yeah.
Good one.
Too soon?
But there are 2 houses under construction, the other one's under foundation right now. So the frame will be going in pretty soon. The third one's I'm gonna issue the third permit, it's gonna be up on Bruno. So it'll have access for drives. That'll be the third one coming in. Yeah, it is a big home.
but unlike sorry, go ahead, Jim.
No, go ahead, Dan.
Unlike this seems to be the standard, the Ryan cookie cutter type homes that, I'll just leave it at that. But this seems to be more like the Park Place style. Do you notice that? Which, I mean, I've always liked Park Place and the houses that went up there, and they're all in the $750,000 to $1 million range houses. I don't think these are quite in that caliber, but they're nice houses. So Frederick Farms, I think they've now, Jeff, unless you tell me something different, have resolved the architectural securities thing? Or are they still battling
Yes.
with that?
That has been done.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That was recorded a couple weeks ago.
So as a result, the solicitor and myself are putting together the developer's bond. We've already put together the bonding estimates, and I'll be working with Hunter in finishing up that developers agreement and inserting bonding information and getting that signed. Moving over to the Forest View, the township still holds not only 25,000, but 25,000 plus 7,000 in cash gap. It's just about done. The timbering permit, if you get up next to Indianola Road, basically you couldn't even tell that they timbered. They did an excellent job. They actually had a supervisor involved, but made my job a lot easier and Jeff's job a lot easier. So that was completed February 18th. We're currently putting together the closeout documents on that, and we'll be putting that to rest. Nothing new on the Harmony, that's still in the solicitor's hands. The Indianola Trails PRD, we did review and issue the grading permit. However, they have not put up their bonding yet. So until the bonding is put up, basically that project is on hold. Skipping down to the MS4 annual.
If I could chime in,
Yeah,
grading permit has not been issued because they have not put up their bonds.
yes,
So,
that's true. I mean, we've just looked at it at this point. Obviously, Jeff's got the hammer. MS4 annual report, we're gonna start that up in July. People's Natural Gas, the next one you're gonna see is over there on Chapel Crest. And they're not gonna go too far until they stroke a couple checks today over the township.
I was gonna say, so if you look in accounts receivable, they owe some checks from, so we're not gonna do anything until we get checks from them? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so in fact, you gotta love Jackie, but I think she put up probably at least 6 emails today to that extent.
She is definitely on top of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a bulldog.
Okay.
It's just like,
Yeah, 'cause it's been pretty long.
I wouldn't wanna be.
If
in
Dan
there
misses anything, everybody gets an email telling him.
at least 10 times. Anyways, Emerling Park ADA access, of course, Avella Construction was issued the notice to proceed. We are gonna tailor that grant to the bid that they received, so there is no out-of-pocket for the township. Let me skip down to the next to the last one, the 2026. I wanna congratulate the manager for giving the township another $50,000 grant. So this will put the final phase on the sidewalk portion. So Dan did a great job in giving some more money for the township. And then finally, the 2026.
Will it provide for the pier too, or just the sidewalk?
Just short of it. Well, the pier is the only outstanding item.
And we do have a lead for a program through the Fish and Boat Commission, where they may fund the fishing pier there.
Wow.
So I'm going to apply for that. A gentleman who's involved with that group stopped me to make me aware of it.
Right.
He's the one that does the volunteer for our fall festival, all the fishing presentation he does.
And if that doesn't work, we're gonna get Luke.
Yes. That was a good project.
And then finally, the paving project, I have to meet with Larry Smith at some point here and finalize what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, all last week I was in the hospital, so it's good to be out.
And when you do, I hope you cover the dust control for the dirt roads.
Can do.
You know, and if there is a program out there that's maybe piggybacking one of the contracts without having to bid it, that'd be fine, but we wanna make sure that that's done early enough, because in the past, we've missed the opportunity to put that on, cause you have to do that, you have to do the grading after a recent rainfall before you put that dust control on. And when it starts to get too dry in the summer, we just can't do it. We did it one time and it was a waste of money because it was just too dry and it didn't really work that well, so.
Counselor? Yep, yes, sir. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Solicitor.
Mayor, I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Manager?
I think she did that very well.
Yes.
I did want to, add the, I think I already covered it, so that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Parks and Rec, nobody. Historical Commission? Okay, Supervisors, District 1.
Actually, there is something here that I just wanna bring, and I appreciate Dan and Jeff, I think you guys are aware of this already. When People's Natural Gas, paved the work, Church Lane, we paved Church Lane this summer. Not sure what they did, but they did something, and now if you go up to the intersection where Rich Haven is, the rock slides coming off that driveway are very, very hazardous. I believe you guys have been in touch with the state already.
Yes,
If we could just, I'm getting calls about that again.
we just had it cleared up before this lasted.
With this two things. One, structurally they're gonna have to do something to the road, because it wasn't nearly as bad before they tore up the road. And then two, what responsibility does, this is really more for my information, what responsibility does a homeowner have to do to prevent their driveway from washing out on the road? Because if you look at it, I mean, we're building a Grand Canyon there, in that driveway.
Mhm.
Do they have responsibility to protect the roads from that, or?
They do, but the person, the entity to notify them of that is PennDOT, because it's a state road.
Okay.
Comes out. PennDOT's aware of that. They're aware of all the, ones that we have through the township. But we did make them aware of that one last time. I didn't since today, but I will.
Okay, I appreciate that, and then, if they give any type of responses to what their plans are. And I just remind them though, that before the road was paved, or repaved, it was fine. I mean, they had some issues, but not like it is now.
And if you wouldn't mind me going back to my report, what I wanted to mention, and I forgot, was the tax exempt status on the property at Emily Park. We bought the 59 acres.
Yeah.
We did receive the tax bill. I did file with Hunter and Ashley Puchalski's help, the necessary paperwork to get the tax exempt status on that property. So if you see the tax bills on the bill list, we're paying them because they're due, but we'll get those refunded after the status is changed.
Okay.
So,
That's all for one.
I got District 2, the only thing I have is to commend our roads crews, because our roads have been maintained in pretty good shape for all the storms and all that stuff. Now, this rainstorm has caused some slides and this, that, and the other thing that they're out there dealing with now, but they've been doing an excellent job, and I think we need to really appreciate the efforts they make. And that's all I've got. District 3?
Just briefly, the Gamelins off of Cove Run, just with the weather breaking, it's great to get so much positive feedback, hiking, walking, running, connectivity to Rachel Carson Trail, fantastic. So, great job for the supervisors on making that happen. Great job to all of you who continuously use it, promote it. Even in the dead of winter, there were cars out there, which
Every
I
day.
find amazing. People want to hike in those conditions, but we're getting just great feedback on that. So, congrats to everybody. That's all I got.
District 4?
I've just had some correspondence, over the last few months about, speeding issues up on Mallard, and I just wanna thank the chief for getting the radar machine out there and corresponding with me, to let the residents up there know that there's extra eyes on that neighborhood, as it can be used as a popular cut through. That's all I have to report.
Sure, so, you know what I'm gonna talk about. Well, crosswalk, there's a twist. There's another crosswalk that we're looking at. While Fox, Chapel, and the county are figuring it out on Dorseyville, I've been talking to some of the folks from the Rachel Carson Trail Conservancy about how to get that connectivity once people get out of Beechwood, down towards Harwood Acres, and maybe this new Frederick Farms development we're looking at. So, starting to talk tentatively, talk to Dan, I talked to Sarah, because the border between our districts is Mallard Drive. They
Yeah.
called me about the speeding, I don't know, a little hurt, but, I'm gonna try
It's
to
just
get
the
this-
one side.
Yeah, it's
The
just
other side.
It's just on one side.
Those even number people are tough. The odds, I'm a little partial to the odd side of Mallard. That said, we are looking at maybe a crosswalk across Hart's Run, because there could be another exit or entrance, whatever you would call, to Beechwood Farms that would allow hiking, and then maybe make a spur through back behind wherever dive bar is, however we can make that happen to get to Frederick Farms. And then we have connectivity all the way from the Fox Chapel Trail system through Beechwood and on to Hartwood Acres and the Rancho Carson Trail. So that would be great, but we're still in the early stages talking to PennDOT, so keep you posted.
Can I get a motion to approve the foregoing reports?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion from Supervisor Jorgensen, second by Supervisor Crowley to approve the foregoing reports. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence?
We had the mayor.
Okay. So we'll go to new business.
The first item, Mayor, is the possible approval of resolution 2026-03 for the Mahoko Property Sewage Facilities Planning Module.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-03.
Second.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-03 from Supervisor Jorgensen, second from Supervisor Newman. Any comments? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
To new business C, possible approval of ordinance 408, the Verizon contract renewal. That's what we covered in the public hearing in advance of the meeting.
I'll make the, motion to approve ordinance number 408.
I'll second. So it's a motion by Supervisor Hedwig, second by myself, to approve the Verizon contract renewal, ordinance 408. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The next, Mayor, is the possible approval of performance bond reduction for Hartwood Meadows PRD Plan Phase 4. The engineer can cover that.
Sure. In accordance with the municipal planning code, the developer has, once he posts the performance bond, he can request the township to reduce that to a point that still allows the township a comfort level to complete the project. So at this point, he has put in that request. It was gonna be on the board or docket from last month, but they didn't make it there. But we passed out a revised one, it's the fifth actual partial release of final security, reducing it from $239,800 to $178,200. And again, as I mentioned before, my report is, all the facilities are constructed. The only thing that would be, he would have to tend to, with the exception of short sections of sidewalks and trees, but basically it would be dredging the detention basin and making sure that everything is up to final stuff at the end of the day. So that would be our recommendation.
I'll make a motion to approve performance bond reduction for Hartwood Meadows PRD Plan Phase 4.
Second. Motion by Supervisor Newman, second by Supervisor Jorgensen to approve bond reduction for Hartwood Meadows PRD Plan Phase 4. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
The next, Mayor, is possible approval of the performance bond reduction for the Hartwood Meadows PRD Plan Phase 5, as outlined by the engineer in his report.
I'll make the motion.
No.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve performance bond reduction, Hartwood Meadows PRG Plan, Phase 5.
From $599,300 down to $403,000.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
Just one question, Dan, on that. That's because we paved the road, right? So we're taking that responsibility.
Yeah, we didn't take over everything. We just,
Is that-
the roadway, but we didn't take over the.
Yeah, exactly, but they're still driving on it, right? They're still bringing some pretty heavy trucks on. What's the big damage to the road?
So, number one, if they damage it, which they won't because of the base that we designed underneath it, they would have to fix it. Secondly, is that there's still a 2-inch overcoat cap, if you will, that goes over top of the entire road. Because
They're still responsible.
You're gonna have digs,
Okay.
and blemishes and things like that. And if you recall in the phase 4, the water company came in after the fact and bored underneath the road and popped it all up. So the developer had to go back and mill out all those pops and correct the crack and overlay the whole thing with an extra half an inch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we had a motion by Supervisor Newman, second by Supervisor Crowley, second by Supervisor, to approve the bond reduction for Hardwood Meadows PRD plan phase 5. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And last, the most highly anticipated resolution of the evening. Resolution 2026-05, appointing Chris Capone to the zoning hearing board.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Christopher Capone to the zoning hearing board.
I'll second.
Motion by Supervisor Newman, second by Supervisor Hardwick, to appoint Christopher Capone to the zoning hearing board. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Capone.
Well, thank you.
Saved the best for last.
It's a big move from the alternate to the.
Do us proud. Do us proud.
But thank you for the service, I appreciate it. That's all I have, Mayor.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. So seconded.
I have a motion by Supervisor Crowley, second by Supervisor Jorgensen to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
This is short.
Now I can sign these.
I didn't know if he was doing that for the show.
How are you?
Yeah.